welcome back to my channel. This is Becca with House of Lenormand. Today is Sunday, September 22nd. I'm doing a viewer requested video today. I received an email and also some comments in a couple of videos to read on the Australian Prime Minister, Scott Morrison. I'm going to, my apologies, but I'm going to quickly disclose, I'm not very familiar with our friends from down under, how your government works. She gave me the name and she gave me a couple questions to kind of point me in the right direction. So we're going to start off with that. And then when we're done, I wanted to address a couple of other viewer requests at the end of the video. So let's go ahead and jump in. She wanted to know, the questions that she had sent me was to read on Scott Morrison. She wanted to know if he was going to change his mind in regards to climate change. I guess he's treating immigrants very, very badly. And she wants me to read on that. And then she wanted to know if the leadership would change. All I did was look up his picture so that I know who I'm looking at. And I had to do some digging because I wasn't sure when the next Australian federal election is, and it's saying that it's on or before 2022 for the 47th Parliament, where all 151 seats of the House of Representatives are up for election, and then 40 of the 76 in the Senate are up for election. So I thought I'd take a look to see if the Liberal National Coalition, which I guess would be our equivalent here of the GOP, how they're going to do. And I wanted to see how the Labor Party, which would be our equivalent of the Democrats, how they were going to do. So let's start off with Scott Morrison. And then she wanted me to quickly read on Gladys Liu. I don't know. Let's see. Let's give it a go. So let's take a look. I'm going to start off with just a quick question here because I have no idea who this Scott Morrison is. I'm going to ask, can you please tell me about Scott Morrison, the Australian Prime Minister? Can you please tell me about Scott Morrison, the Australian Prime Minister? Can you please tell me about Scott Morrison, the Australian Prime Minister? Please tell me about Scott Morrison. Please tell me about Scott Morrison, the Australian Prime Minister. Okay, let's see here. Crossroads. Bear. Bouquet. Fish. Garden. Anchor. There he is. Showed up all by himself. The man. I believe he's the leader, the person in a position of authority. We got the clover next to him. The mountain. Wow. Okay. So it's looking like, if the crossroads is in reference to the election, he was able to secure it. He's in a position of authority. I'm wondering if he's also quite wealthy or has a lot of money. It looks like central to the reading here, we have the bouquet and the clover. I'm wondering if this man is perhaps receiving gifts, as in bribes, because he's got two financing cards right next to each other. He has the fish, which is money, business, finance. or money, business, trade. It's also the stock markets. It's like he's being gifted money for the community, gifted money for the country, gifted money for a party or some sort of congregation where there's a large group of people. Here, there's money that's being blocked, trade that's being blocked, and there is a community that abusive, or they're abusing people within a community. It's like he's put up a block or a delay here to something. This could be trade. This could be, what's funny is I'm not seeing the storks, so that's not about immigration because storks leave and return. But it's like money is being blocked here, or trade is being blocked, and there's abuse here within an organization or in a community, or perhaps it's just a lot of fighting and a lot of criticism. Like perhaps he's receiving a lot of criticism, or perhaps there's a lot of fighting within the party. I'm not quite sure which one it is. It looks like there's multiple arguments here. But he has money. And there's something really weird going on right here in the middle of bribery. And the only reason I'm saying bribery again is because he's got two money cards. This is more like cash money, business, stocks, trade. This is financing, and it's being gifted, but it's like it's blocked, and then there's an argument here about it. But he's blocking something. Or perhaps maybe this could be talking about public backlash, the public criticizing something that has to do with the block and money here. But dude, that's so weird. It looks like bribery. But like I said, I don't know anything about Australian policies or their government. I'm so sorry. So I'm just trying to interpret what I have here. Let me see. Is Scott Morrison receiving bribes? There's something, here's the immigration. Maybe this has to do with immigration because we got the storks. We have the rider, the storks, and the clouds. With the rider, that's news, delivery, information. It has to do with someone that's visiting. We have the storks right after it. So it's people that are visiting, people that are immigrating, leaving and returning. And that's the trouble. That's the trouble, the confusion. Perhaps that has to do with the public backlash here, but what the heck is he blocking that has to do with money? Multiple arguments, multiple attacks, money that's blocked or trade that's blocked, public backlash. This is big trouble around immigration, confusion around immigration. This could be public anger. I'm not seeing the ring, so I can't say that he has promised something, or he's committed to something. Okay. Again, with the immigration, there's something here to do, and I'm going to read on this separately because this right here, it's like a happy opportunity, a joyful opportunity, but it's surrounded by money cards. That's what's throwing me off. I'm seeing immigration here, and then this is something that's foreign, a foreign betrayal in secret here. With the ship, the snake, and the book. This could be a foreign betrayal in secret. This can be a foreign betrayal around some sort of a project. This can be a foreign woman, because the snake is the queen of clubs. This could be a foreign woman. She may be a liar, that is secret, or that she's doing something in secret, but this is not making any sense. Money that's blocked, money, finances that are blocked, but he's surrounded by money cards though. This is a stable social community. It's very stable. It's very secure. If it is in reference to a country, and the only reason I'm asking that is because we have the ship, it's a country that looks like it, they don't have elections here. This country does not have elections. This person here could be a woman, because the bouquet is the queen of spades. So this could be a younger woman, maybe somebody 20s, late 30s. If this is in reference to a woman, she's doing something with business and finance. Maybe she's the one that is accepting bribes. Because it looks like down here, if this is the same woman, she may be foreign. With the snake, this would be someone that has dark hair, dark eyes, and she's either working on a project or she's secretly betraying with these two. She may be argumentative. It's like she's taking an opportunity, but then money's blocked here. Public backlash. This person may be argumentative if the bouquet is in reference to a woman. So if he's in a position of authority, I don't know who, if the bouquet is in reference to a woman, I don't know who she is. Other than she may have something to do with trade or with money. In a community, in a country, public funds here, perhaps, some public backlash, public arguing. She may be arguing something, but it looks like he is blocked from something. There's a block in an argument, or a repetitive block, an abusive block. And perhaps that has to do here with the immigration, because we got these two cards that are strongly signaling immigration, and there's big trouble around it. There's a lot of confusion, but big trouble. The clouds is the king of clubs. It's the most negative card in the entire deck. It could quite possibly be a person, but it doesn't look like it's him. I don't know who writes the immigration policies, if it comes from him or if somebody else in Parliament would be doing that, but there's big trouble around immigration. I'm going to read on this person, whoever that is, because that's confusing me. It's like she's happy to be there. She's taking an opportunity. There's something here to do with public funds, money, public backlash. She could be quite argumentative. And then there's a block of money, block of business, block of trade. Trade is blocked here, but then it opens up here. Let me see. Let me see. Is Gladys Liu linked to Chinese communist? Is Gladys Liu linked to Chinese communist? Can you please tell me if Gladys Liu is linked to Chinese communist? Is Gladys Liu linked to Chinese communist? She popped out by herself. She wanted to come out. Let's see. Is Gladys Liu linked to Chinese communist? Is Gladys... Dang it. And the dog wanted to flip out. That's a yes. Let me see. Is Gladys Liu linked to Chinese communist? Is Gladys Liu linked to Chinese communist? Is she linked to Chinese communist? There it is again. Yeah. It's like she has a friendship with them. There's some sort of corruption or thievery going on here, or this just could be her being very anxious and worried about the alliance and the friendship. I'm gonna read on her real quick. I hope you guys don't mind. It's a viewer request. Tell me more about Gladys Liu. Tell me more about Gladys Liu. What is she doing? Tell me more about Gladys Liu. I don't know who she is. I don't even know what she does in your parliament. For my friends down under, can you please let me know in the comment section down below? Like I said, I just went on there briefly to check when your next elections are. And I'm just going off the questions that the viewer sent me. I hope you don't mind the shout out, but Ty Peck, thank you for sending me the questions. I'm happy to do this for you. Tell me more about Gladys Liu. Tell me more about Gladys Liu. What is she doing? Tell me more about Gladys Liu. Tell me more about Gladys Liu. What is she doing? Huh. There she is again. Boom. Whoa. 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 Okay. Huh. Why does she keep getting the fish card? We have her here. She showed up by herself. It was in that previous reading. It looks like that money that's being blocked is her somehow. It's like she's burdened and quite anxious and worried about some sort of a delay or some sort of block, and she may be having conversations about it. I don't know. With the birds, it's talking, using your voice to speak. This could be telephone calls that are being made, perhaps with family or people in an institution or a bank right here, or this could be perhaps negotiating with some sort of a government, but there's a bank here as well. On this bottom row here, we can see that the reputation of a family, perhaps her family, I'm not quite sure, is coming under attack. And there's something going on here with the bank, a financial institution, money for the government. But it's like in the previous reading we had, it was this way. It was this way. It's like the money was blocked. Here, it gets cleared up. So I'm wondering if she's perhaps negotiating something with the birds, having meetings, phone calls, conversations about something to do with money and lifting a block of some sort. But she's coming under attack for that. I don't know what she's done. And it's quite interesting as well because central to the reading we have the mice and the whip. That could be a chronic illness. That could be chronic corruption or chronic thievery. Mice take away. They take away, they steal, they erode, they corrode. It's corruption, erosion, stress, anxiety. This could be chronic stress, chronic corruption. There's perhaps been some sort of burden on trade or burden with money. And then there's an abuse of money here. It's like money that's being cycled or money that's being laundered in an institution here, but they're negotiating something with an institution or the government for money. She is in government and she's talking to or having phone calls with or negotiating with. This could be her family. This could be her position in whatever it is that she's doing. I don't know if that's the House or the Senate. I don't know what her position is, but this could be quite literally her family. But there's chronic corruption or chronic anxiety around her, right smack dab central in the reading. And this is really weird. Can you please let me know down in the comments section, because this whole money thing, money being blocked and then conversations to open up the money is confusing me. There's some sort of verbal argument going on here, and it has to do with money or perhaps a financial institution or where the money's coming from. This is a corrupt institution here. Corrupt government here. And then there's talking and negotiations here. She is quite critical, and it's like she could be locked in a cycle of criticism and fighting back. It's a burden on her career and a burden on her reputation. She's probably seen as somebody that the moon is your reputation, your honors, how other people see you. So her reputation, perhaps her and her family are viewed as abusing something, or her reputation could be that she is abusive, or she's receiving a lot of backlash. That's interesting. Please let me know down in the comments section down below. I'm going to move on. We're at 23 minutes. I'm going to ask very quickly. The other question that Ty had sent me was to see if Scott Morris was going to change his mind in regards to climate change. So let's do a quick 3-card yes or no for that one. Will Scott Morrison change his mind on climate change? Can you please tell me? Will Scott Morrison change his mind on climate change? Will Scott Morrison change his mind on climate change? Will Scott Morrison change his... Oh, the tower wanted to pop out. That's a neutral. Will Scott Morrison change his mind on climate change? Will Scott Morrison change his mind on climate change? Will he change his mind on climate change? No. No. No, 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 no. The fox is a negative card when it's not in reference to... The only time the fox will show up as a neutral card is when it refers to your job, your 9-to-5 job. But normally it's a negative card. We have the mice, that's a negative card. And the mountain, that is a negative card. No, unfortunately. No, I don't understand what it is with conservatives and their denial of science. I don't get it. I don't get it. She wanted me to ask if leadership would change. So, from what I had read, I'm not quite certain. It said that your next federal election is in 2022. So I'm going to ask, will Scott Morrison win re-election? Or I don't know. Wait, hold on. Let me backtrack there, because I don't know how your system of parliament works. So I don't know if he can run for re-election. So let me just ask, will leadership in Australia change during the next election? Will leadership in Australia change for the next election? Will leadership in Australia change for the next election? Will leadership in Australia change for the next election? Will leadership in Australia change for the next election? Oh boy. Leadership in Australia change for the next election. Will leadership in Australia change for the next election? I don't know. We have a positive card here with the garden. We have a neutral card here, or a negative card here with the fox, and then we have a neutral card here with the tower. That's maybe because we have a yes, no, neutral, maybe. Be reelected. This could be an actual ballot. Will Scott Morrison be reelected? I just asked, and I could be completely wrong. This 3 cards was to see if Scott Morrison would be reelected. We have a neutral card with the letter, which could be actually, if it's describing a thing, it could be an actual ballot. I don't know if you guys use paper ballots, but this could be a ballot. We have the child, which is a neutral card. We have the clouds, which is a negative card. And then this one wanted to pop out the mice. That's a negative card. There's a strong possibility that no, he, but then again, I don't know how your system works, but it's saying that no, he doesn't get reelected. If the leadership changes, I can't give you a clear yes or no. It was a positive, a negative, and a neutral, maybe. So perhaps when you guys get closer to your elections, shoot me another email, or leave me comments in the comment section down below, and we can look at perhaps the who's running to get a better idea. And then on the last question, she wanted to know what is he going to do with the immigrants. So let's go ahead. That showed up in the earlier reading. There was a lot of trouble with immigration, because we got the rider, the storks, and the clouds. That's big trouble around immigration. Let me see here. What is Scott Morrison going to do with immigration? What is Scott Morrison going to do with immigration? What is Scott Morrison going to do with immigration? What is Scott Morrison going to do with immigration? What is Scott Morrison going to do with immigration? What is Scott Morrison going to do with immigration? What is he going to do with immigration? What is Scott Morrison going to do with immigration? What is Scott Morrison going to do with immigration? About immigration? Wow. There's no new path. There's no new direction. End. Done. I'm wondering if this person, like I said, I do not know anything about Scott Morrison. Oh man, this is bad. Okay, I don't know anything about this guy, but based on this little box right here, because this is what's central to the reading. Okay, central to the reading, we have the stars and the mice. And then everything behind it is just big, big trouble. This little box right here, the tree is your health, your physical health, your emotional, spiritual, mental health. Okay, it also has to do with growing roots, and perhaps this right here could be a growing child. However, he has the cross catty cornering it, and he has the lilies right on top of it. I'm wondering if this guy is some sort of, pardon my French, but religious zealot, because that's what this is looking like, a religious zealot right here. There's no new direction. He's not going to allow a new direction. With the stars, this is your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, going in a new direction, your GPS system, and the anchor here is your goals. No, I don't know. It's like he's ending it. Like he's putting a permanent end to immigration. It's like he's not. And then earlier we had gotten, this with the clouds, and the clouds was right here. The visitor that leaves in return, the immigrants, no, he's ending it. He is ending it. Like it's a permanent end, but there's something real effed up and shady going on here as well. Because it ends here with the fox, which is another negative card. It's right before it, you have the anchor, which is something that is very persistent, very stable, secure. It's not going anywhere. It's reaching your goal, but it's got the clouds right over it. This is a permanent problem. And there is nothing here that says that they're finding a solution to this problem. The problem, the way that it looks like they're going to handle it is that they're just going to put an end to it. That's it. Stop. Put an end. Because they're not, it's like they're not working to resolve the issue, so they're just going to shut it down right here with the coffin. This right here is just weird. It's like he's a zealot, like some sort of a weird zealot. And I don't know how that plays into what he's wanting to do with immigration. He may be one of those zealots that's very judgy against others. This would be more like some sort of Christian belief here. I don't know if that would be like a Baptist or a Protestant, but it's Christ centered here, but he's a zealot about it. If the moon were around here anywhere, it would signal more like perhaps an Islamic faith or Muslim faith, but it's not. I'm just saying that he's some sort of Christian like zealot. And he's being really sneaky and manipulative about it. Maybe he's hiding behind this to put an ending to immigration. It's like they're not looking for a solution. They just want to end it. That's it. Shut it down. Shut it down. and we had gotten this earlier. So we are at 35 minutes. I'm sorry that took so long. Ty, thank you so much for sending me those requests, and for the viewers that had posted comments on my previous videos asking for me to read on the Australian Prime Minister. Thank you so much for that. The Gladys Liu stuff has me really shaking my head because I don't understand. It's like she's nervous about a friendship, or she's involved with a corrupt friend. When we had asked if she was involved with the Communist Party, we got the dog, woman dog. Yes, she's their friend. She's loyal to them. She's quite nervous about it, or she could be corrupt. But what got me thinking, I don't know what's going on over there, but there was a block of money. Money was blocked, or business was blocked, but in that first spread, and then it flipped on the second one. There's just something weird. Let me know if you want me to continue reading on Gladys Liu. I don't know anything about her, just like I don't know anything about Scott Morrison. So I hope that that was helpful. Please leave me all your comments and questions down below on this, just so I can get educated. I didn't want to go online and read anything because I just wanted to see what the cards had to say, and I didn't want any bias. So thank you. That was fun. So, yeah, it doesn't look like he gets reelected, but if the leadership changes, I can't tell right now. We got a maybe on that. So for the other viewers, I'm getting all of your requests. I have a list here of everything. You guys have been asking for me to do a grand tableau on William Barr. I'm happy to do that for you. Just please note, those grand tableaus are extensive. They take me a few hours to do. And even then, I don't catch everything because there's just such a wealth of data in these readings. And that's why I like to pull them back every few months, because as stuff happens, it just keeps revealing more and more and more. And then you can find it and be like, oh, that's how it's going to unfold. So I'm happy to do that for you. It's just going to be a very long video. Okay. Like a couple hours. So I don't know if you guys are down for that. Let me know in the comments section. How would you want me to do that? Because they're long. They're long. You guys have been asking for readings on crop circles. We're going to be doing that. You're asking for the lost city of Atlantis. We'll do that. Stonehenge we'll do. You guys want me to get more on top of UAPs. We'll do that. Leave me any questions you want me to ask on any of these subjects, and I'll add it to my little list so I have some sort of direction when we read. Bermuda Triangle, we'll get to that. And then I got a viewer that commented on a Spanish Stonehenge that just reemerged after a drought, and they're estimating it to be 4,000 to 5,000 years old. We'll get to that as well. Elizabeth Warren, we'll do that. And then I got a lot of requests from for doing a reading on Brexit and Boris Johnson. I'm not quite sure, and I'm not very well versed with what's going on with Boris Johnson, other than he's a Trump-like type person. Let's just put it that way. I'll try to be kind. So if you guys, for those of you that were requesting for me to read on Boris Johnson and Brexit, leave me questions down below so I know what direction to take. Okay, we are at 40 minutes. This is a long video. Thank you so much for being with me here today, and I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye.